Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Kiwanis Connects, a fresh edition of the show. I am Aaron Phillips, back in studio after a couple of weeks away out of town. You notice Val is not on screen. There's a chance she may be able to join us. She sent me her itinerary for today. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I wouldn't want to be her travel agent because she's putting on miles today. Hopefully, we'll get her to chat in, video in here for a few minutes somewhere within the hour. However, nonetheless, we definitely have a continued great show with us today. Sitting to my right, this gentleman, his name is Frank Pizarro. He is the founder of a wonderful nonprofit based here in Las Vegas called Firefighter Memorial Transport. And we're going to talk more about what that is as we progress. But let's just say, if you can tell by the color of his uniform, his fatigues. I almost said fatigues. Is really what I wanted to say.
Why not?
It's also we're also honoring military as well. Mr. Frank, always a pleasure to have you and see you, my friend. I love talking with you in general, and I don't want to tell them we're also friends off the air too. We do a lot of chatting. But Firefighter Memorial Transport, ladies and gentlemen, is a nonprofit organization. As I mentioned, Frank's and your wife, I'll get your wife's credit as well, who works with Frank closely on the organization, really to honor first responders, but now you're focusing more, adding big military as well.
That is correct.
So we'll get into that and his background here in a little bit, and you'll love the story. You'll love the reason. I've seen the transport in action. It's called a caisson, right? Is that the word?
That is correct.
And we have video of the first time that it was used officially. From what's it, a year already? Almost, right?
It's just made a year.
Yeah, it was a former fire captain, if I'm not mistaken.
Captain of Las Vegas Fire and Rescue.
There you go. So we're going to show a little bit of that, the progression of what this is all about here coming up in a few minutes. Again, want to thank everybody for joining us. If you're watching us here on Facebook, whether it's on the show page or WWDBTV, thank you. You can go to YouTube if you prefer that. That's okay. You can go there too. WWDBTV.com or Kiwanis Connect Show on Facebook. Of course, if you're listening to us on the drive, don't be watching as you're driving. It's about noontime back east, so you should be at about lunchtime. Download the WWDBTV mobile app to your Android, or if you have your Apple products, WWDBTV LV. Make sure you add that LV to your Apple phones. And worst case scenario, in about 3 days, go to Roku, WWDBTV Network, download that channel. Not only will you be able to see all the best of Kiwanis Connects and our visit today with Frank and all the shows, but there's also a multitude, a variety, of lots of shows that you can check out all here on WWDB-TV on Roku. Yes, John.
Aaron, would you say that there are a plethora of places that we could see the show?
There are a plethora of places. Rabbit, that's right. Plethora is a key word. It's like, remember the old Groucho Marx, the word of the day?
Yep.
Plethora around here seems to work that. Because
it's a great word.
It is. I use that a lot for all the shows that are on the network and kind of got tired. So my challenge every week is come up with a new word, meaning plethora.
I'm glad I'm here for plethora.
Thanks.
Outstanding.
Plethora of opportunities. Anyway, of course, we're also following the chats. If you're on Facebook with us, please put your questions, comments, thoughts, queries in the chat room. If you're on YouTube watching us, that's okay. Put your chats in there. John can pick those up. Ultimately, if you want to call in, ask any questions, give us some news on your Kiwanis Club, whether it's here in Calneva or anywhere in the KI world, give us a call at 702-992-3207. Again, that's 702-992-3207. John, is the bill paid for that? I just want to make sure we're good today.
Yeah, I'm just making sure the sucker works again. So.
That's right. I tried to call in from Yankee Stadium. Didn't work very well. I tried to call collect, though. Maybe that's why. Anyway, thank everybody in there. We appreciate it. All right, let's get started. So, Frank, you and I met through networking a couple of years ago,
That's
right?
Correct.
And we became fast friends because we're both from the East Coast. A lot of commonality.
Two bald guys.
You're two bald guys. You have a voice. I don't. Well, I do, but a different way.
It's a different voice.
It's a different voice.
Both in entertainment.
That is true. Side note, we're not going to focus a whole lot in this, but Frank was a frontman for the Platters for, 10 years, right? The Platters. Not a tribute band, not a tribute group. The Platters for 10 years. So you can check all that out on YouTube, but we're not here to focus on that. But great talent, great man, and loves helping people, and that's the basis of really where all this came from.
Yeah, that's right.
But before we get into that, let's give the listeners and viewers of Kiwanis Connects a little background of your history, what brought you to today, so they understand kind of your connection with wanting to help first responders and military.
Well, I grew up in New York City, and as I progressed, I eventually joined the military. I did 2 tours of duty in Iraq during Desert Storm, and then odd jobs here and there, and then I eventually joined up with my dream job, which is to be a New York City fireman.
Mm-hmm.
And I did 22 years there. And I was at Ground Zero on 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
And we spent about 6 months there. And some things happened to me as a result.
Mm-hmm.
And I got married and moved out to Southern Nevada.
Mm-hmm.
And I started this charity which caters to honoring the fallen heroes and their families
Mm-hmm.
and the community at large.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where my focus has been since I've been here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a journey.
A journey, to say the least.
Yes, indeed.
Want to just acknowledge Herman. He's out there in California. We appreciate you tuning in as always, Herman.
29 Palms.
29 Palms is tuning in. Thank you, Herman. Please share this feed. Just go down to the lower left-hand corner. You'll see that big, bright white arrow. Click that. Please share that, because today's show is very important. And of course, let's be honest. The website, www.firefighter, no S, firefightermemorialtransport.org. There's a button right on there. It says donate, because when you hear what he's doing and the plans for the future of making this a staple here, based here, but available really anywhere in the country, right? You'll understand why. So please hit that donate button. No amount is too small. John.
The first question that pops into my mind is there a cost to the families of the fallen for this service? Or
Absolutely
is this
zero.
Something that's a free?
It's free to those who are being served and their families. No cost at all. Also, to let you know that nobody on staff is taking a salary. Every last dime goes to honoring the heroes and their families.
So let's say that again. 100% of the proceeds go to honor the families. No operational costs, not even gas for the vehicles, nothing. It all goes to make certain that military personnel or whoever's using it is honored the way that they should be.
That is correct.
So all of your expenses are coming from donations. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, sir. www.firefightermemorialtransport.org. By the way, he did sing the national anthem at Yankee Stadium, by the way. We'll say that as well.
What?
Yeah, I know. Can you believe it? So Frank calls me about 2 years ago, and he says, there's a fire truck available in New Jersey, Old Tappan, of course, coming from Jersey. I know where it was. Needed some work, but they found out and heard of the story of the transport.
It did.
And you guys managed to make an arrangement. Do you have what? Did we send one of the original pictures of the truck before you started the changeover? I don't think so. I think the ones we have are complete from that day that it was used.
Yeah, right.
But we'll put that up on a subsequent post. So he managed to get this truck out here. And why don't we pull up a couple of those first video clips that we have, the pictures, because this is the after product, folks. This was not the condition the truck was received in, right?
Not at all.
No. So please explain what was done to it. Now, this is an official fire truck. Let's say that.
And it's still operational.
Yeah. Could you fight a fire with that if you had to?
I could.
God forbid. So talk about what was done here.
Well, they did a lot of polishing up. They added air conditioning. They tinted all the windows. They did all the beautiful gold leafing and putting the flag on. They outfitted the rig with a lift. Of course, it didn't have a lift before, so now the lift carries or raises the casket onto the top.
Well, which you can see in the middle. Not me.
Yes.
It is, right? Let's see if I can do this. I can't do it. Okay.
And it was named in memory of the 343 firefighters that died at Ground Zero on 9/11.
Okay.
And in the name of Ray Pfeiffer, who went to Washington, D.C. to fight for the Victims' Compensation Fund.
Okay.
Unfortunately, he wasn't able to see that before he passed away, but he helped make that happen.
And when you go to the website, his story comes right up there on the front page.
There is a link in the About section that'll tell you all about him and what he's done. And
go back to that last picture for a second, John, if you don't mind. You mentioned if you look on the door there on the driver's side, there you go. Thank you, John. Just circle that number there. That's Firehouse. What is it?
No, that's not Firehouse.
No. That's the
Engine.
Engine
343.
which, as you said, represents
the 343 that died on that day.
So not only is this vehicle used to honor the family and the individual that is being there carried in this picture being carried, but it's a continued honoring of those who lost their lives on 9/11.
Correct.
Which is a twofold salute to all those folks down there. So I saw this in action, and when again, it was about 2 years now. Is that what it was? A year or two when
A year or so.
about a year or so ago, and it was the most moving thing because you also had motorcycle. You had some motorcycle
The
folks.
Patriot Guard riders escorted us.
Now, was that was something that they chose to do, and what was their connection to it on that day? I'm just curious.
Well, what happens is I am a member of the Patriot Guard.
Oh, okay.
But also they're available if the families of fallen veterans or first responders want the escort, they can call and get that service.
And they don't charge for that as
and
well?
they don't charge either.
All right. So again, folks, the emotion when I did my own video recording of it, and the video that we'll show in a bit came from the family that day, right? Is that correct?
That's correct.
So their product is probably a little more polished than mine was. But if you go onto my Facebook page under the videos, you'll find the videos that I took, and I did a little commentary explaining what we were looking at. It is very moving to see it in action. Firefightermemorialtransport.org. Now, I'm going to kind of jump the shark just a tad. Obviously, they get information, help support the organization, but how does a family reach out for taking advantage of the service? Do they go through the website?
They can go through the website, or they can call me.
Which is?
At 646-578-7273.
Okay.
And once again, it's 646-578-7273. And I answer the phone, and we can make any arrangements, and we'll coordinate with the funeral homes and make this happen. So
those of you watching, you see that number on the screen. Those of you who are listening on the app, let me give you that number again. It is area code 646-578-7273. That's 646-578-7273. Now, I want to mention that we're talking about its use here in Vegas, but it's not just restricted to Vegas. Your vision is to do what with this?
To make it national.
Okay. So whether you're in Topeka, Kansas, or Albany, New York, or Seattle, Washington, or Arlington, Texas, if there's a need down there anywhere, reach out to Frank, because it's as much as an honor for the family, but for the individual who wants to be honored the right way as they are laid to rest.
That's right.
Is that a fair description?
It is.
Man, I'm trying. But it is a terrific cause. So I'm excited. I support it. I love the purpose of this, and I think it's something that John, you're a vet. You mentioned John is also a vet, so I know something like this touches the hearts of those in the military and first responders, because I want to keep saying that, because when you first started it by looking at the truck, the idea was first responder. You had an opportunity, although not in play. There's a police vehicle perhaps you were thinking about to honor the blue.
That's still in the works, by the way.
Okay. Oh, good. And that truck that you sent me a picture of, you didn't do anything with, right?
No.
That needed a lot more work than it appeared,
yeah,
right?
It did.
So, but now we'll give you a little tease before we go to break. An additional focus is, as we mentioned, the military. So, John, can you pop up the first picture? There's Frank standing in front of the Humvee. Talk about what you have there and what you're looking to do with the Humvee.
Well, that's a Humvee M998, and that it was actually battle used. And we got this from a great company, Gorilla Rig and Sundance Vehicles, and they outfitted this rig for us. They got it all painted up really beautiful. They restored it, and that's what we'll be using after it gets decaled and everything to carry our fallen heroes, veterans.
So the trailer part that we're looking on I'm guessing that's a trailer. I'm just going to call it.
That's a trailer. Yeah.
Is that what you're envisioning the personnel to be?
The casket will be carried in that, but
okay,
it's not going to be as you see it. It will have a casing on top, with a glass viewer and all of that.
Okay, so there's no rise like that would be needed, like that we saw in the fire truck. It's just going to be used as what you see there. Now, he mentioned detailing and decaling. I think we have a little sneak peek as to part of what the vision will look like there. There's a rendering, and that. What else is on? I could see wording, but obviously it's too small. What else? Where did that concept come from?
There'll be a never forget, and they'll be dedicated to those who served our country, this great nation, and it'll have the U.S. emblem on the back and all the services represented on the back bumper. Okay. And that'll be attached to that Humvee, which will also be decaled, and we'll use that in procession to carry veterans.
As a non-military, non-first responder individual, but someone who had family in the police force and dear friends like yourself who were in the military, like John, it warms my heart to see this stuff, and I can't wait. I don't want it to sound wrong,
I understand what you're saying.
but I'm anxious to see when the Humvee is done for military
Serving, yes.
and seeing it in action to serve. I mean, it really is a goosebumpy. I'm even just thinking about it. I'm starting to get a little goosebumpy. It is a great way to honor the fallen. All right, with that, we're going to step aside for our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about how it's used, and we have a little video clip perhaps now that we've kind of teased it a little bit of the case on in action. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. Please visit www.firefightermemorialtransport.org. No donation is too small. Right there on the home screen, it's a quick donate button. Help support this cause. It is really needed. Thank you for watching. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Aloha. I am so glad to be able to invite you to Kiwanis Connects on WWDBTV because we have some fascinating shows going on. And so join us on Fridays at 9 a.m. And if you can't join us then, look at all the different links of where you can find us to see the different amazing shows that I do with Aaron and all the crew at WWDBTV.com.
Thank you, Governor Val, for that great message. Good morning, everybody. I'm Aaron Phillips, co-host of Kiwanis Connects with Governor Val, and this message is for all of you great lieutenant governors here in the Cal Neva District. As a reminder, we created a Kiwanis commercial that is dedicated to the clubs here in the Cal Neva District. You've seen it talked about, you've seen it on the show, and on the heels of a recent episode where we talked about branding, a commercial we think is a pretty good tool for you all to have. Now, I want to remind everybody, and there are two options that you can take advantage of. Number one, you could take the existing commercial and simply brand it with your club's information at the end of the message. That's $75 to make that edit. Real simple, and contributions do go to Governor Val Direct to maintain the popular Kiwanis Connect show. Now, if you'd like something a little more detailed and customized with your club specific and pictures and everything that's going on, well, we can do that too. There's three options there. For a 30-second commercial, it's $200. 60-second commercial is $250. And if you'd like 90 seconds to deliver the message, that's only $300. All the work is done here at Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Studios with your support. And reach out to me and I can give you all that information. Email me at KiwanisConnectsInfo@gmail.com. That's KiwanisConnectsInfo@gmail.com. Continued success for the rest of this administrative year and the future for your clubs. And I look forward to seeing you all at the district convention in August. Thank you, Lieutenant Governors. We appreciate your time and effort.
You're back.
Hey, we're back. Thank you for watching Kiwanis Connects this morning. We're hoping Governor Val can chime in a little bit at this point somewhere. She's got meetings and she's traveling, and 24 hours in one day is just not enough for her today. But we thank each and every one of you for chiming in today. You are meeting my friend Frank Pizarro, the founder, along with his wife, because she had co-founders at her official.
She
time.
is.
All right. I don't want to listen. It's the wife. I don't want to.
And she's a VP.
And listen, very important person. She's a VIP.
Even though in my house she's CEO.
Well, that's in every house when you're married.
That's right.
FirefighterMemorialTransport.org. The website is down there on the crawl. If you're watching us, please go to that website, click donate. No donation is too small. You've seen what the fire truck looks like for the first responders. Few seconds. Can you bring up the Humvee again, please, John?
Sure.
Here is the next thing that is in the works, Humvee, to support our military, fallen military personnel, to be given the proper honor as they. I see a message there. What does that say at the bottom there, Mr. John? Mike?
Division 19 in the house.
Division 19. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Please share the feed, firefightermemorialtransport.org. This is the next part that's in the works. I mean, when is this going to be completed and ready for you to make available? I'm trying to use my words carefully.
Hopefully by mid-September.
Okay, so about 2 months-ish.
Yes.
Okay. Donations help, though. Let's be realistic. That has to continue to
Every dime.
Absolutely. That has to be completed for a preparation for use when ready, when asked or called upon in September. Okay, you take that down. So what I'd like to do, I got 6 new responses. Donate. Oh, Shirley. Hi, Shirley. Thank you for jumping in there. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's do this. Do you have the video queued up there, sir?
Yes,
Mr.
sir, I do.
How long is the video, roughly? Do you know off the top of your head?
5 minutes and 7 seconds.
Okay.
Is it really?
Yeah.
We'll start watching it, but we may cut it and come in and out for a little bit
Okay.
of clips. I'll let you know. All right. So please keep an eye on this. This is the Caisson fire truck that was used about 2 years ago, and check it out. This is what the cause is for.
Yeah, I got your mic. Yeah, son of a bitch. I hate the internet.
Bring my mic back up.
I'm sorry, say what? Yeah.
All right. When technology works, it's great. But when the internet buffers, see if you can fast forward a little bit and get now. Oh, here we go.
Yeah. I Come on.
Just try to fast forward and do it live again.
Do you want your mics on? Oh.
Wow, they didn't get it.
Okay, so the procession started at the funeral home down off of Eastern and what was the other street? Stephanie. And again, we apologize for the buffering. The technology is wonderful when it works. But now we've seen the procession up to the church now. You see the on top, and you hear the standard
Amazing Grace.
the Amazing Grace played on the
Bagpipes,
pipes.
yes.
Yeah. So at this point, you're preparing for the casket to be lowered, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this is all the part that had to be retrofitted on this truck to have the rise and everything.
That's correct.
And it's a rise. You can see it in the up position there, folks, just across the middle, right below the casket, similar to the way delivery trucks would have a rise.
That's
Is that
right.
correct?
That's right.
And when it's I was going to say, so who drives the rig?
I do.
Do you have a?
I'm a one-stop shop.
You're a one-stop shop. Well, that makes it convenient. Now, was there? I know the gentleman because I met him that day. But do you at times have somebody else with you?
Well, Jimmy Kindle is also part of the organization.
Right.
He served with me in Iraq.
Okay.
And he's on staff.
Now, is he in the rig with you at this point, driving with you? I mean, he's not driving, but is he in the rig with you? Or is it just you in the front when you drive?
It's just me in the front.
Okay.
I did have family members up front with me.
Oh, you did have some people in the rig.
Right.
Okay.
Yes. The children rode in the back.
Gotcha. John, why don't you take it off screen until we get a buffer, until we can get a buffer free for a moment. Maybe if you can fast forward it to a point where we get a still picture of at least the lowering, and then we can at least bring that up as a still, if nothing else.
Let me check here.
So it's and you can see all the family and friends and everybody. I think at this point, I was off to the left of what we're looking at here, back up near that wall to take my own pictures and my own videos, just from my perspective. But when the procession was visible on the street before it pulled in, is where I kind of started videoing. And the entire time I had goosebumps on my arms because as I started seeing the procession from afar and just coming in and the sheer silence, I'm talking silence, in the area where I was standing and everybody in the parking lot. And the RJ was there. You had some photographers from local media were there as well and did some wonderful write-ups on the organization. but it was silent. It was so quiet in respect of not only, of course, the fallen, but the whole thing that was being presented, which I think is wonderful. So buffering is giving us an issue with some of the with the rest of the video. We do want to hopefully try to get to the point in the video where you can at least see the casket being lowered. www.firefightermemorialtransport.org. It is available. Hello, Jennifer from Hawaii. It is available all around the country. If you have military family or personnel, rather, or fallen first responder, whatever it is, reach out to Frank. His organization is there, and it costs how much?
Zero.
Zero. Best deal in the house. 646-578-7273. That's a direct line to Frank. If you can't get a message through the website, although there's a ton of information there, you can call him direct again at 646-578-7273. And during the commercial break, you mentioned that if people don't want to make a donation online, there's a way that they can
send a check. They can send a check to Firefighter Memorial Transport, and that's located at 2831. Ready? 2831 St. Rose Parkway, Suite 200, Henderson, Nevada 89052. Once again, that's Firefighter Memorial Transport at 2831 St. Rose Parkway, Suite 200, Henderson, Nevada 89052.
And the check is to be made out to Firefighter Memorial Transport.
Correct.
Let's clarify that. And again, as Frank mentioned before we went to break, 100% of the proceeds stay within the operation of the vehicle and maintenance and all of that. Nothing, not a penny, not a 0.0001% of any funding goes to operational side or pockets. It's 100% donated back into the service. Now, here's something that I was just thinking about, because you have the fire truck.
Correct.
You're going to have the Humvee ready in about, we'll say, a month and a half, 2 months.
Sure.
They got to be housed somewhere. I'm sure your HOA probably doesn't want a fire truck and a Humvee in the air.
They're not having that.
So tell me about where the vehicles have to be stored and maintained.
Well, currently the vehicles are being stored at an RV storage center, and they're very good to us there. It's a beautiful facility.
Mm-hmm.
But our goal is to house them in our own facility,
Mm-hmm.
And to be able to operate the charity out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where our prayers are going right now.
We'll talk about the future of the museum and all of that in a moment. But we've been talking about use of the transports, but there are many other services, though, that Firefighter Memorial Transport offers in the form of scholarships and others. Talk about all of that.
Well, we also provide scholarships to the kids of the fallen, if need be.
Mm-hmm.
We do give some support to the widows.
Okay.
And we also support the community surrounding where that hero was.
Mm-hmm.
And in Southern Nevada in general, we do coat drives and food drives and those kind of things.
Mm-hmm. And you're out and around town also at events sometimes presenting?
We go to events, we present things. I still do national anthems.
Mm-hmm. Did you do anything over July 4th? Memorial Day, I know you usually do stuff as well.
I do September 11th here.
Right.
I sang for the Aviators.
Okay.
I do some veterans organizations that help out with that.
Okay.
I participate. I help out the Knights of Columbus.
Okay.
Any kind of organization that needs help, we also reach out to other organizations and help them as well.
So, and of course, all that's on the website.
It is.
So it's not just the transport, because, when that individual is laid to rest, like you said, the family still has needs, because
that's correct.
I presume, and correct me if I'm wrong, obviously a household, worst case scenario, loses 50% of their income when somebody passes, regardless. So obviously that's a deficit that puts a big crimp into families just putting food on the table.
Right.
So the funds raised for that side of the organization comes from the same donation pocket that people donate to.
That is correct.
Okay. Yes, John.
If people are donating to the site, can they earmark their donation for the transport or the helping of the families, or is it just goes all into one pot?
That's a great question.
It goes into one pot, but they could also contact me, because there is a contact link on that page. And if they want to earmark it, they can feel free to do that, and we will make sure that that's what that goes to.
There you go. Now, when I know the answer to this, but I want you to say it. If you donate online, you do get a receipt that the donation was made, because donations are tax deductible.
Yes, they are.
Personally
we are
and corporate.
501c3.
That's right. And you'll get all that paperwork that you need to prove. So businesses out there, this doesn't just have to be individual donations. You businesses out there, you military-owned businesses, male or female, or first responder families that own businesses, take a tax deduction, make a donation. Was I forward enough on that?
I think you hit it right on the mark. Nailed it.
I'm not afraid to ask and help for money,
it.
folks. Anyway, so everything goes into support. I love, listen, you mentioned it when we were starting to watch the video that you drive the truck and you turned to me, and I don't know if the mic was on or not, and you said I'm one-stop shop. It is one-stop shop because we're honoring the fallen, and at the same way, we're honoring the family who are left behind by providing all these other services.
And it's an honor, really, of the person that's fallen.
Of course.
And they make an impact even after.
And I want to tie this even more so into Kiwanis, because one of the things that Kiwanis is known for is supporting children around the world. And when you think about the devastation that a family may go through in the loss of a loved one via, again, fallen hero, first responder, military, obviously the kids involved in the family. Now, the video that we saw of little piece of the video, they didn't have little ones, if I recall. The captain had some grown-up kids, correct?
Yes, it's many
grown-up kids.
Many grown-up kids.
But there are a lot of kids that are younger, let's say high school age down, that are left behind. And so Kiwanians, we support the kids of our communities. We talk about that. We support a community one child at a time. So this is even a more direct way, aside from just the donations. But if you have somebody out there that is affected by this, reach out to Frank. They may be able to help the family who already has lost one and laid to rest. But if they're meeting the parameters of the organization, then you could probably still help them.
That's right.
So make a donation and earmark it. If you're going to mail a check, let's give the address again: 2831 St. Rose Parkway, Suite 200. Henderson, Nevada, 89052. So if you're going to send in a check, put a little note in there. Hey, Frank, great stuff. We would like to earmark this for a scholarship or whatever. Now, the scholarships, are they high school obviously for college? Talk about the scholarships and how they're presented.
Well, the scholarships can be either. Books are not cheap for college.
Okay, right.
A semester in college is not cheap.
Right.
And as the donations come, we'll be able to do bigger and better type donations.
Right.
The high school kids, they need equipment, they need whatever they need.
Sure.
And it's there for the taking.
Now, I'm presuming that there's a process that has to be completed for someone to request scholarship support.
That is correct.
So it's not just, hey, I need money.
No, they're going to have to call and qualify.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good morning, Diane Anthony, also out in Cali. Thank you so much for tuning in. One of our lieutenant governors out there. Please pass the word out there, firefightermemorialtransport.org. Would greatly appreciate that support. Check out the information that we're sharing. All is available. And, of course, if you miss anything with today's show, Frank's information, then please, by all means, go back and visit the show, Facebook or YouTube. As soon as we go off the air, the video is available. But if you have Roku, give it about 72 hours. Go to the WWDBTV channel on Roku. Pull up Kiwanis Connects and check out the latest episode, which is this one, and help support Frank and Firefighter Memorial Transport. All right. So one thing I don't know if we can bring up the video to see if we can get to the end there, John. I don't know if there's a way that you can pre-screen it before bringing it up, but let's check it out to see if we can grab the tail end of that video, and we hopefully will catch the casket coming off the truck. Again, technology is wonderful when it works. Okay. So I wish we could. So it's going to be a little herky jerky, but you can see actually at this part, the casket's already down off the truck.
That's correct.
And again, for those just tuning in, this is a fire truck that was retrofitted for the needs of creating a caisson, which is a vehicle used to transport first responders who have lost their lives. Thank you, Diane. Thank you so much for sharing this with the division. We appreciate it. Maybe do a fundraiser in your division or your club to honor, because the truck can come out to California. How would you get it out to Hawaii? Does it float?
Bamboo.
The bamboo raft. So Jennifer, even though you're out in Hawaii, if there's a need out there, I'm sure Frank can figure out a way to get the truck transported out there. But seriously, folks, California, Nevada, Hawaii, guys, this is just being presented here in our Anchor studio, but is available across the country. So we know we have friends in Kansas. Governor was on our show a couple of weeks ago. We have trustees from Florida that just got voted in at the Kiwanis International Convention from Florida. Spread the word. Now, I shared this with you on the phone the other day, and it's not a direct tie, but it is fireman related because I did it in honor of you, quite frankly. So we were away in New York, I told you, and we were Times Square, and it was Firehouse 41, I believe, right around near that Times Square, Broadway area. And the bay door was open. A couple of guys were there, and they were selling T-shirts to support the house. I'm sure you guys did that when you were there.
Sure did.
No calendars, though. I was not buying a calendar.
No calendar.
Although if they had one with you in it, that might have been an
For some reason, they can't find that particular issue. So
you had somebody take care of the issue? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I...
Your wife bought them all out.
Good answer. Good answer.
Selling them on eBay now. Anyway, so they were selling shirts, and so here's a funny thing. My wife, 34 years, I love her, of course, to the moon and back. This whole trip was all her idea. And the money we spent for Yankee gear, because, we went to the Yankee game. But we're passing by the Firehouse. She said, you know what? What do they sell? I said, it looks like they're selling T-shirts, babe, for the Firehouse. She said to me, all right, let's get a shirt to honor Frank. I said, okay.
Wow.
So it was... handed up, got a shirt, perfect. So, not to be outdone, Sunday we were down at Point Pleasant Beach for the day. Ocean Township Fire was on the boardwalk right there. They had a little hitch. They had a Harley. I think they were doing a raffle for a Harley, but I'm not going to buy a raffle ticket. So we saw hanging in the back some shirts hanging, and I asked Guy, "Do you have shirts?" Yes, we do. I said, "All right." I said, "I'm going to support New Jersey Fire. How much for the shirts?" Gave me the price. I said, "Great. Extra large, please. Another firefighter donation in your honor." So to help support all around, I think is just as important. Yes, I want 100% of support coming to the organization. Sure. But when you're out and about and you feel something for an organization like yours and the connection of what you did as a firefighter, your military, our friendship, and I see stuff that's similar going on in other areas, I love supporting. So those two donations and those purchases, and they went through the washer. I'll be debuting them soon. We're done in your honor and everything that you do for our fallen military and first responders. So please, I hate to keep beating it up, but I'm doing it purposely. Firefightermemorialtransport.org. I encourage clubs out there that are currently watching, lieutenant governors. I don't care where you are around the world. Because if you're doing this, I have a friend, Healy, out in Denmark. I know there's Kiwanis clubs out there. If she does something out there, the currency converted to American dollars, it'll all work. Do a fundraiser, do a car wash, spaghetti dinner, whatever it is. Every penny counts to getting that Humvee ready for service in September, ready for use if needed. I have to say if. I don't want to say when. But anyway.
Yeah, we try and avoid when.
I know. I'm picking my words carefully. I'm trying. All right. So please check it out. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, hopefully more questions and comments from you. Please reshare the feed right now. We would appreciate it. All right. You're watching Kiwanis Connect. So fingers crossed that Governor Val will join us here before we say goodbye. We'll be right back. International is a global community of clubs, members, and partners dedicated to improving the lives of children one community at a time. Today, we stand with more than 550,000 members, from K-Kids to Key Club to Kiwanis, for all ages in over 80 countries around the world. Each community has different needs, and Kiwanis empowers members to pursue creative ways to serve the needs of children, such as fighting hunger, improving literacy, and offering guidance. Kiwanis clubs host nearly 150,000 service projects each year. For more information, visit www.kiwanis.org. Hey, welcome back, everybody. We appreciate it. By the way, you guys know me enough that when I'm looking down, it's not disrespect to my guests or anything, but there's so many comments coming in on the chat. I can't always see them up there, so I try to respond. So it's no disrespect to anybody. People out there who've watched the show enough, they know that that's kind of what I'm doing. But you just mentioned something. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find out. What was it? 813 you said?
831.
831. All right. I'm just curious because during the show we just got Big Sur, Monterey Bay, the Salinas Valley. Excellent. I hope it was in relation to this. Out in Cali, we appreciate it. He just got a notification on his phone that someone was trying to call. So if it's related to the show, great. We love it. We love it. So that's good. At least you know the phone number works.
That's right.
646-572-7273. Give Frank a call, or listen, best case, just go on the website, www.firefightermemorialtransport.org. Yes, I'm talking a lot about how the truck can be used because you know what, folks? I'm just trying to find the right emotional button for you to get on the website, make a donation, because as Kiwanians, we support great causes. And they don't have to just be in our community, because this truck, the military vehicle, if Rex is watching out there at Edwards Air Force Base, my friend, listen, let's get a connection there. This is right up the wheelhouse there for our Air Force folks out there at the museum. This is something that really needs to be supported because you know what? And I'm going to say this tongue-in-cheek for a purpose. John, please open up your mic, and I want you to answer this question as honestly as I know you will for me.
Uh-oh.
You served when and where, sir?
The Marine Corps from 1965 to 1968.
Hoorah.
Located where?
Hoorah.
Well, I was kind of all over. El Toro, Vietnam.
Stop right there. Okay. And that's the word I wanted to hear. And there's a reason I bring it up. Listen, we need to respect our military.
Absolutely.
Regardless of how they served, where they served. I don't care if they were behind the lines in an office somewhere making certain the supplies get up to the front.
Irrelevant.
But it's irrelevant. But our veteran vets of the Vietnam War were not respected when they came back. They got into a situation they didn't ask for, in a police action that was all political and blah 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 blah. But something like what Frank is doing, he doesn't ask what war you served in. He don't care. He doesn't ask how were you treated when you come back. He doesn't care. If you're military, he respects the process, the organization. We should respect them all. And this is a great way to do that because there are a lot of folks like John who served in the Vietnam War, came back to this country, were not greeted with the respect that they should have as a military personnel. I remember a couple of years ago.
Or that they earned.
That's the best word. Thank you. Earned the respect. A couple of years ago, my wife and I went to dinner at, I think it was an Outback Steakhouse here in town, and we're sitting at the bar having dinner, and a couple sits down next to us, and we're talking. He's got his veteran of Vietnam War hat on. And his wife and I started talking, and he joined the conversation because I like asking people, learning about people. So he steps away to go to the restroom, and I turned to my wife and I said, I got to buy this man a drink, just out of respect to say thank you. And he comes back, and I told his wife what I'm going to do. She says, please don't do it. I said, but please, we want to do it for him. She says, okay. So he comes back. I asked the bartender to bring a drink, and he turns to me and says, what's this for? I said, well, it's for you. It's to say thank you from a guy who was not even double-digit old when the action was going on, but you're military. I don't care where you served. And as a Vietnam vet, you guys are not treated the way that you should have. And when I tell you folks, he started tearing up. And he got up to shake my hand, and I said, nope. And I pulled him in for a hug to say thank you. It's a beer, but it's also respect. And that's what you're trying to provide with the service that your organization is doing.
You do serve the fallen hero, but you're also showing the family the honor that he earned.
Let's not forget about the family. So
they're not forgotten.
Absolutely. Let's not forget about the family too. You know, the family, those who stay behind.
It's really for them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It absolutely is. And again, it's there. It's just people don't know that the service that you offer is available, and they should. Everybody should know Firefighter Memorial Transport is here to serve fallen military, to honor the fallen hero and their family. First responder hero and their families with something like this. I wish the internet was not working against us, but here's what I'm going to do. I have the link, and maybe, John, we could do this on the Kiwanis Connect's Facebook page.
Yeah.
If we can put the link up to the video on there as a post. So
you bet.
After the show, give it 24 hours, go back to the Kiwanis Connect's Facebook show page, and we'll have the specific video up here that that the internet's not helping us with.
I'll have it up this afternoon.
Perfect. And you'll see the process from beginning to end, and you'll understand what we're talking about in terms of how we honor the fallen heroes and their families. Listen, the families are heroes too. the kids, the families, the husbands, wives, they've given up their absolutely.
Important. Yep.
So it's for past, present, and future those who served and our fallen hero. All right. 702-992-3207. We have about 15 minutes left of the show. If you have a question you'd like to call in and ask Frank, maybe he'll even talk about his time with the Platters. I don't know. Just ask a question. And I'll tell you what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this because I'm nuts and I'm stupid and my wife's not listening to the show right now anyway.
Yes, she is.
No, she's at school. She can't listen. She'll probably catch it later. All right, we have about 15 minutes. Here's what I want to do. For every question that comes in the chat room towards Frank about either the organization or his singing, I don't care what it is, or call in, okay, could come in on the YouTube channel, Facebook, or 992-3207. Every question that comes in to Frank, I will donate $50 per question from Aaron's Hour, The Voice, my brand. Wow. For every question that comes in the and now if you're watching this on the replay, sorry, I can't help you. This is live questions. So you have about 15 minutes. Ask a question to Frank. Platters, the organization, he's open for it. Maybe if you ask for a song, maybe he'll do a couple of bars of a cappella. He's game for anything. $50 per question directed to Frank starting now. All right. Now, I've been off the show for a couple of weeks because I've been away. I hope Val comes in, and I'm going to do this at the end. I do silly jokes.
Sure.
So I have 3 of them coming your way, folks. You know what? If you don't want to hear them, pay $50 per joke.
Wow.
Because don't say the jokes. I got 3 jokes lined up for 3 weeks not being here today and the last 2. If you don't want to hear the jokes, you can let me know in the chat room, and I'll donate $50 for that as well.
I'll cut your mic.
Yeah, exactly. John will earn $150 right away by cutting the mic off. Okay, so we're looking at the Facebook feeds. I've got that right here. John is keeping an eye on YouTube. Call in with a question. I don't care what you want to ask Frank. I think the organization. Look, let me. I'm going to turn it back to you. I love pro wrestling.
Yes.
And there's promos. The good guy, the bad guy, and everything. Right?
Sure.
So we've been, and again, you said it during break. You're just kind of letting me talk because I love I love you and I love the organization. Thank you for letting me do that. If there's somebody out there right now, I don't care where they are, that's kind of on the fence about making a donation or at least getting on the website to check it out. Okay, they're on that fence. I want you to look right into the middle camera and talk to those individuals that are sitting on the fence and cut a promo to them explaining why they should donate and support the org. And I'm putting you on the spot.
Well, that's all right.
You're good at spots, though.
Freedom is not free. And so we have our men and women of the military and our first responders that sacrifice their lives every day so you can sleep calmly at night. And there's going to come a time where they're going to pass away. And we want to show them and their families that their service was worth it, that they are being honored for everything that they sacrificed and what the family sacrificed while they were away doing their thing. So think about that. Think about the sacrifice they make so that your family can live free and happy and safe. And that's really what I have to say to you. And so give to your heart's desire. No donation is too big or too small. And know that every dime goes to help those, or as our motto says, goes to serve those who served us.
John, can you put up the studio line? Yeah, you just saw that.
Yeah.
Governor Val, she jumped into the chat room. Val, I put a $50 challenge out there for any question for Frank about the organization, his time with the Platters, whatever you want to ask him. $50 per question. I also have 3 jokes for you lined up. I'm also asking for $50 a donation not to share the jokes. Oh, we have a phone call. All right, so John is so that's good. Regardless of this, that's $50 right out of that.
$50.
It's probably Domino's Pizza.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's probably Herman, the gentleman that was he's a follower of the show.
I'll get you on here in just a second, okay?
So we'll get him on there.
Stand by.
So Val, I hope you travel safe. Wish you could maybe link in for a couple of minutes if you can. All right, John, we have a guest on the line there. Let's turn up the volume. Caller, thank you for calling. Who's this, please, and where you're calling from?
Good morning, Herman Platsky.
Herman, buddy, how are you, my friend?
I'm fine, thank you.
What's your question or comment?
Fine, thank you.
What's your question or comment, Herman?
The question is, if an individual who chose cremation placed a casket, My question is, if the person chose to be cremated, can the service still be provided?
Great question. Thank you, Herman.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The honor is the honor. And we have done several cremations. So absolutely, that's the answer to your question.
That's
Great.
$50.
$50. Do we have a cha-ching sound?
Cha-ching!
Well, you pay what you get for around here, folks. All right, that's $50 in honor of you, Herman.
Thank you, Herman.
Going to the cause for your question. Thank you so much. Okay, here comes another $50.
There.
John Brummer, good friend. He wants to know if you're going to have a booth at our district convention in Reno in a couple of weeks. That's another $50. Thank you.
Good question. I don't know the answer, but that's a fantastic question.
But how about we do this? I will guarantee you I will have information with me about the organization. You have flyers and stuff, something,
Sure.
Yeah? So I'm going to get them from Frank. I will be a walking booth. I will be doing a seminar on social media. So worst case scenario, you can stop in and pick it up for me there, or when Val and I are doing our show live. So yes, there'll be a booth. It'll just have 2 feet under it named Aaron Phillips. So that's another $50. That's $100 for you. Shirley is asking, when is your next concert, Frankie?
My next concert.
That's $150. Thank you, Shirley.
Thank you, Shirley, girly. That's going to be September 26th at the PNC Arts Center in New Jersey.
Oh, the PNC Arts Center. I was just there.
The PNC. And then October 8th is...
I'm not giving $50 per concert, by the way.
At the Stafford Theater in Manahawkin.
Oh, all right. So, exit. There you go. There you go. That's another $50. $150 I owe you. This is costing me a lot.
Thanks for the $50, Shirley. I appreciate it.
There you go. We have. That's right. Well, happy to do it. So we have about another 5 to 7 minutes. Any more questions, John? Oh, John says we buffered. So, John, I'll repeat the answer. Yes. If what was his question? Oh, we have a booth at the district convention. Yes. Find me. The booth will have feet under it. That's actually not a bad idea.
One of those sandwich board signs.
What? Valley, maybe a sandwich board.
Ask me about firefighter
Memorial Transport.
Right?
That's right.
That's fine.
Hey, I got one right here, man.
Yeah, I'll ship it up to Reno.
Right
Ship it up to Reno. I'll wear it. I'll put it out there. Anyway, so yes, John, look for me and I will have information about the transport. I love the question about he could refer. Oh, what is it? Herman says, somebody says he could be referred to CNH Kiwanis District. Oh, maybe still. Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you. We'll do that. Thank you, Herman. Are you available August 11th, the weekend of August 11th, to come up to Reno to have a booth if we can arrange one? You'll let me know after the show.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Let me know. Not that I'm paying for your airfare, though I guess I am with the questions that came in.
I'm already paid for, actually.
But wait, it doesn't go to any of that. All the money raised goes to the trust.
That's right.
So I can't do that.
No, you can't.
So I'm going to donate it to whatever you need.
I would donate.
To the trip?
I would donate to the trip.
All right, so check your calendar. Let me know if you're available. And worst case scenario, John, I will have information. I will be the human booth. So we have about 5 minutes left to see. I'm looking. No more questions thus far in the chat room. So come on, 702-992-3207. Call. I also have a fundraiser on my Facebook. Oh, the boss. We just saw her. Come on, bring her in. The boss
is here.
Governor Val is here. Governor Val, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Aloha.
Hello. Say hi to Frank Pizarro.
Hi, Frank. I'm so glad you're here. Mahalo. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
Please tell me you have a question of some sort to ask Frank so I can round up the donation to an even $200.
Oh, absolutely. What is it going to take to round it up?
All right, any question about any question, whatever you want. Every question that's coming in this segment.
Ask him if he's single.
Shut up. I already know the answer to that.
Frank, my mom and a couple cousins want to know if you are single. And so, are you single?
Married. I'm actually married, and my wife's name is Val.
Well, that's perfect because, we share the same name. And my mother, I will let my mother know gently to let her down on that one. And so for me, listening to your story in the background, I was in a board meeting. So I've been listening to your story in the background, and I am so grateful and thankful to what you do. And has anyone asked you to become a Kiwanian?
No.
You're jumping the shark. You're jumping the shark on me, Val.
I know, I know. Aaron is going to have a conversation with you after this because one of the biggest things that's most important is when we are Kiwanians, we do so much for our communities, and people like you are the type of people that make the biggest difference in our world. And so having you as part of our Kiwanis Ohana would be an honor.
So,
And, I would be remiss if I didn't ask, right?
no, absolutely. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get in trouble more with my wife right now.
That's actually 2 questions.
No.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
She said, "Have I been asked to be a Kiwanian?" And then she asked if I was single.
Yes, it is. It was 2 questions.
That's all right, $250. Only because it's Val. That's why. I let her have 2 questions.
Thank you, Val.
So, if Frank does choose to join after we get off the show, and I know we're talking about the Downtown Kiwanis Club, correct? Because I know we need people there.
Yeah.
As
Correct.
a corporation, he could join. But if he does decide to join, God damn, Aaron Zauer, The Voice, will sponsor his first year membership as a corporation. After that, he's on his own for the second year. But if you choose,
You're singing my song.
Aaron's going to need some place to stay.
how big is your couch, by the way?
I got a futon in the back.
No futons.
Nice.
All right. So, yes, $250 will be donated courtesy of the questions. And if you choose, it's a free membership, basically, so you better join no matter what. It will cost me another 100 and whatever. So it's a good day for Kiwanis. So, real quickly, you have a few minutes?
I do.
All right. So you are currently where right now?
Wait a minute.
Wait.
She can't answer that question.
Don't answer. All right. Play it. Hit it, Maestro. Hit it.
Oh my goodness!
I still think we need to change that picture to the Barbie car picture that you posted on Facebook.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So right now I'm in Tucson, Arizona. I'm at the Southwest District Convention, and I'm giving a special award to someone. They used to be in Calneva, and their home burned down in 2018. They lost everything, including all of their Kiwanis accolades over 25 years. And so our district put together replicas of their Distinguished Service Awards and their Dunlops and their Hicksons. And I'm going to present this to her because not only did she move to this new district and started to lead, but she deserves to be acknowledged. So that's what I'm here to do.
Well, please give her a salute and a thanks from us here at Kiwanis Connects. That's great.
Absolutely. And at 5:30 in the morning, I head right back to California, and I will be in Pasadena, and we are going to set a world record. And Douglas Chadwick will tell you more about a Guinness Book World Record that we're going to set as part of our service in that division. And that's Saturday. And then my grandson turns 2. So,
well, happy birthday!
So I get to go spend a little time with the grandson on Sunday.
Good.
And then it starts all over again.
Yeah, I saw your post yesterday. You have, 60 some odd days left to the end of the administrative year, right?
64.
All right. Now, okay, never mind. I'm not going to put myself in any more trouble. All right. I have a question for you regarding 10th. Okay. Now I'm going to ask the question. Do I get to subtract $50 from your 2 questions or not?
Nope.
No, but you can add some if you'd like.
No, I'm asking you. I've already. Val. All right. So for Thursday night for the dinner, aloha there. It's kind of casual, right? We talked about that. You want me in my purple gear, but can I wear shorts?
Absolutely. Almost everybody's going to be wearing shorts.
Denim shorts? Do they have to be denim shorts, or can they be do they have to be like khaki dressier shorts?
As long as they're not those 1970s go-go shorts, you're good.
Go-go. Yeah, I'd be go-go right out of the room if that were the case.
Yeah, none of that.
And
it is a private event, so if people are listening to this and they didn't get an invitation, I apologize, but there's only 120 people that can fit in that room, and so please don't rush in thinking you're going to be able to get dinner.
I'm going to look really silly in one of my jackets and shorts, but the heck with it. I don't give a crap. All right, we're up against it. So, Val, it's been 3 weeks since I've seen you. That
I
means I've
know.
got 3 dad jokes for you
All right, bring it on.
to send you on your way. You ready?
Mhm.
Thursday morning, you're doing a bike thing, right? Up at convention on the 10th. Unfortunately, I don't get in early enough to participate. So, my first joke is regarding this. Why couldn't the bike stand up? It was too tired. Next. Did you read the book? Did you read the book about anti-gravity?
I couldn't put it down.
Thank you very much. You
Put it down.
couldn't put it down. Last but not least, what kind of music do mummies listen to? Rap.
Oh God.
www. I told you, if you donated $50 for me not to say the jokes, I would have donated another $150.
See that?
But obviously, the audience is just as crazy for the jokes as the rest of us are. That's all right, Herman. We'll check down, but thank you for being in there. www.firefightermemorialtransport.org. Because of you all out there asking questions, Aaron Phillips, The Voice, my brand, will be donating $250 to the cause, and he gets 1 year free membership if he chooses to join the Downtown Kiwanis Club, which he should because it's free now, on courtesy of us as well. So that's not bad.
And they have cookies.
And they have cookies.
Cookies.
Yes, we do. Cookies. So I want to say to all of you, mahalo for all that you do. This is an absolutely magical show, and people around the world are actually watching us. I wanted to say hello to Mark in the Ukraine, who said that he was going to be logging in. He wouldn't be able to make comments, but people from the Ukraine to the Philippines and all across North America got to see the program that you do. So thank you so much. And if we can help you in any way in our Kiwanis district, know that we're behind you. So thank you.
www.firefightermemorialtransport.org. Big donate button right on the landing page, folks. Click it. Any amount helps. It all adds up to where's the buffer?
When we need it, right?
Did you see John's comment? John Romer out there, he says, where's the buffer when you need it? He was referring to buffering when I'm telling jokes. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Thank you, John. You're now banned from the show. But anyway, thank you for that's good though. Good reaction. All right.
Actually, that was a question.
No! 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 $300. Fine. That's it. I'm getting. Just cut us off right now. No more questions. No. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Val, be safe out there traveling. I am so excited. 2 weeks from yesterday is the 10th of August. That's when we'll be up there celebrating you. Decon, please also on the Kiwanis Connects page, ladies and gentlemen, I will be hosting a social media seminar on Saturday. I asked for your feedback. What do you want to hear about in that social media webinar? How to find the show, how to do this, I don't care what it is. Post your comments there so that I can coordinate a training for the stuff that you want to learn about. All right, check it out. And that's where I'll have some of Frank's information as well to satisfy Herman, who asked. All right, Val, good to see you. I'm glad you jumped in here for a few minutes. Please travel safe. We appreciate everything that you and everybody do here in the Kiwanis world, of course. Be safe, please.
Absolutely.
All right. Love you, my friend. Frank Pizarro, co-founder with his wife, Val, not related to Governor Val, different Val. Firefightermemorialtransport.org. Look for the link on our Kiwanis Connects page later today of the video from the family that has been giving us a problem. You'll be able to watch it in full. We appreciate it. Check it out. As always, my friend.
Always a pleasure.
Pleasure to sit next to you for anything. We appreciate it. Governor Val, final thoughts so we can say goodbye, please.
64 days means 64 opportunities. Do everything that you can to make a difference and touch a child's life.
There you go.
Mahalo.
Excellent. Well said. Thank you, love. Frank, final thoughts as we say goodbye.
I just thank you for having me here, and I want to ask everybody to please donate, and it's a good cause, and it's for those who served us, and we can honor them and their families to let them know that they're not forgotten and that their service is appreciated.
Absolutely. All right, with that, quick plug for tomorrow. Thoughts count anywhere, 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific. Wrestling, 12 to 1 p.m. Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I think that's me. My guest tomorrow, Stephen Murray. He is an author, and we'll be hosting a new show here called The Giving. What is it?
Gift of Giving.
Gift of Giving, all about nonprofits and the organizations in Las Vegas and around that need support because they're not as well known as some of the big ones. Frank will be highlighted on that show at some point. Everybody, thank you for watching. Val, love you. Be safe. Thank
Love
you
you.
for participating. See you next time. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. See you next time here on Kiwanis Connects. Thank you for watching.
Aloha.